What conversations are you avoiding and why? Is it because you don't want stress? Is it because you don't want things to escalate? Or is it because deep down you are not sure how it will be received? So you choose silence. You say it is not that serious. You say, let me just leave it. But here is the truth many people don't realize. Silence is not neutral. Silence is communication. What conversations are you avoiding and why? Welcome to Union Chronicles Podcast, where we unpack the reality of love and marriage beyond what is seen on the surface. Today we are talking about something subtle but powerful: silence in marriage, and how it can quietly lead to emotional distance in relationships and eventually a full communication breakdown. Many people think silence means peace, maturity, emotional control, but silence always carries meaning. It can mean I am hurt, but I don't know how to say it. I am tired of explaining myself. I don't feel safe enough to speak. I have given up. So while everything may look calm on the outside, there is a conversation happening underneath and it is loud. This is how the silent treatment does not always look like punishment. Sometimes it looks like quiet withdrawal, and if left unchecked, it slowly builds into a communication breakdown. Let's be clear. Not speaking, you're still speaking. When you go quiet after an issue, when you avoid certain topics, when you respond with distance instead of words, you are communicating something. The problem is your partner is left to interpret the silence. And interpretation is dangerous because they may read it as disinterest, rejection, anger, indifference, even when that is not your intention. This is how silence in marriage creates confusion, because instead of clarity, you now have assumptions. Instead of connection, you now have distance, and slowly you stop understanding each other. Let's address something important. Not every quiet moment is unhealthy. Sometimes space is needed. But here is the question: is it peace or is it emotional withdrawal? Peace feel like calmness with connection, silence without tension, space with understanding, but emotional withdrawal feels like distance, coldness, disconnection, unspoken tension. You may be in the same space, but emotionally you are miles apart. And because there is no shouting, no visible conflict, you assume everything is fine, but it is not. Because emotional distance in relationships does not always come from fight. Sometimes it comes from what is not being said. This is where it gets deeper. Many relationships don't break because of one big issue. They drift slowly, quietly, subtle, less talking, less sharing, less emotional connection. You stop checking in, you stop expressing, you stop asking questions that matter. And because there is no obvious problem, you don't address it. But over time, silence creates space, and that space becomes distance. Before you know it, conversations become surface level, emotional intimacy reduce, you feel alone even in the relationship. This is the silent path to communication breakdown. Are the early signs that silence is becoming a problem? Pay attention to this. You avoid difficult conversation completely. You say it is fine when it is not. You feel misunderstood but don't explain yourself. You stop expressing your needs. You feel emotionally disconnected but can't pinpoint why. And one of the biggest signs, you start getting used to the silence. It becomes normal, comfortable, even. But here is it. What feels comfortable is not always healthy, because when silence becomes the default, connection becomes the struggle. Silence is never empty. It always carries a message. I want you to take this with you. Silence is never empty. It always carries a message. So pause for a moment and ask yourself honestly, what am I not saying in my relationship right now? And more importantly, why? Because the things you are avoiding today may be the very things creating distance tomorrow. In the next episode, emotional shutdown. When you are there but not really there. When you are physically present but emotionally checked out. If this spoke to you, don't ignore, reflect on it, share it, start a conversation, because sometimes what you don't say is exactly what is being heard the loudest. Thank you. Yours, Disa Therapist.